And let's look at page 2. Here's the flap on page 1 that we just did. Here's page 2. This is a little bit more complicated. Got kind of a spiral waterfall sort of page here. Okay, and then on the back, it's just a pocket. So for this page, grab our pieces. All right, you're going to make your base just the same way that we did for the first page. A 2.5 by 2.5 square, a 2.5 by 3, okay? This is the pocket for the back. This is 3 by, how wide is this one? 1 3/4. And now you need your waterfall pieces, okay? You need 4 pieces for the waterfall. And they are 1 3/4 by 1.5. So you 4 of those. Okay. Get this out of the way. Now the way this page works is you can't attach these waterfall pieces until after you've matted your main base page. So you need to pick out your mat for that as well. All right, so I'm going to set these aside for the moment, and we'll make the main base. I'll do that off camera, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so now we're going to start putting this together, and I've got all of these taped, and let me slide these over so you can see them a little bit. I just lined them up in the order I'm going to do them, so I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, first one, this is the side, this is the top. You see you've got the opening, and this is the top. You're always going to be working on the top. So in other words, we're going to put this one on, we're going to rotate it, this becomes the top. I'm going to rotate it, this, and then this become the top, okay? It's just easier to do all your measuring that way. Okay, so here's your first one. You're going to need a ruler for this. All right, so I've got my little, what is this, my little Tim Holtz ruler. This piece is going to go 1/4 of an inch in from the side. Remember, this is the top. Probably ought to, it's hard for me to see if I do it this way. We'll give it a shot. All right, yeah, that's going to be impossible. Okay, I'm going to turn it this way. This is the top. 1/4 inch in from the top, from the side, excuse me, and 1/8 inch from the top. So you want to lay a line along here and a line along here. Okay, then this is going to go there, like so. 1/8 inch from the top, this is the top, 1/4 inch in from the side. Okay. So just butt it right up against the ruler to keep it straight, but you can also eyeball it because if you're anything like me, not everything you've cut is perfectly straight. Okay, so there's one. Now you're going to rotate it again. So now this becomes the top, this becomes the side. The next piece goes in 1/4 of an inch. So it's 1/8 of an inch. See if I can get something I can point with. Okay, so we've got 1/8 of an inch here and 1/4 of an inch this way. Okay. And it's hard to get my ruler straight because I can't really see it where it's up under the camera like that, but that's okay. So you're going to butt it up against the ruler, and you can see it's going to overlap this one on the 1/8 inch mark and lay it down. Okay, and put the first two in place. You're going to pivot it again. This becomes the top, this becomes the side. I'm going to lay this down at here. You're going to lay this one down. Oop. Butt it up against the ruler. Now I feel like I'm not quite in far enough. Let's try that again. here's where you're going to turn it one more time. You've got to be very careful with this one because, again, you're going to go in a quarter and down an eighth, right? So let me show you. If you leave this like this and you put this piece on like this, you're going to glue it to this first piece, okay? So you need to open these up, or at least this one. These are fine, you can leave them. But that one needs to be open. So again, we're going to line up an 1/8 inch and a 1/4 of an inch, give or take. Let's get that in there. Pull off the tape. There we go. Okay, so you can open these up, give them all a good burnish. See, that wasn't so hard, was it? It's one of those pages that looks more complicated than it is. Okay, so we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, like so. Okay. Now we need to put something decorative here. Now, if you were going to do a magnet, I would put the magnet in the middle, like so. I can show you. Let me see if I got a magnet. Hang on. So you put one magnet here in the middle, and then you cover it with your mat, like so, right? And then the other magnet would go here. So you'd have 1, 2, 3, and then this magnet. Oh my goodness, these magnets are tough. Would go here on this one, but you can see it does add quite a bit of bulk, especially because you would have to hide this magnet by matting the insides. You could put it here. Oops, look at that, broke that magnet right in half. But I just think it's too much bulk in an album this small. Okay, let's get rid of that. All right, so now this piece needs to go in here and like that. And we have to decide, trying to decide, probably, we're using twine, probably should have put the twine under here. Okay. I think I decided what I'm going to do. I have, did I put that down right? I did. Okay, so I've got these little teeny Tim Holtz paper clips, right? And we can clip it on like that, okay? And that'll hold it down. Not very pretty. So I'm going to do, let's make something prettier out of it. I have these, we'll Say It With Crystals from Prima, from the Love Story collection. And I like this kind of coppery sort of one. So I'm going to take 2 of these. Oops. Away. And we are going to glue these. They already have adhesive, but it's not enough. So let's see, what kind of glue will we use? I think this will work. Okay, so we're going to use the Art Glitter Glue again. And we're going to put fair-sized dollop. Whoops. All over my workspace is what we're going to do. Okay, hang on. Always keep a rag handy for these occasions. Okay. So again, fair-sized dollop of glue. And then, now be very careful here. You need to keep this double side free because that's the side, the part that's going to go in your paper. So you just want to stick this side down into the glue like that. And then we're going to take the matching piece and attach it and center it like so. Okay. Give it a good squeeze to make sure it adheres. Okay, that's really pretty. Like that. Okay, let's set this aside to dry and work on the rest of this page. All right, let me get rid of these. And clean up a little of my mess here. Okay. You'll find when you're working on these kind of projects that if you can keep your workspace neat, it's easier. It's just, you have a lot of tools, and if you just keep everything where you can find it and keep a lot of extraneous stuff out of your way, it's just going to be easier. So take a minute after every step and just clean up a little bit. Okay, so this is the top, this is the side, that's the spine, this is the side opening. Okay, now we're going to flip it over. Okay, where's our sample? Here's our sample book. Okay, so we've already made this page, we haven't matted it yet. And we made this page. This is the one that we're working on right now. We're just waiting on our little clip to dry, but it's done. So now we're doing this, and the only thing this page has is this side pocket. Okay, and side pocket, let me see, oops, is 3, and I'm adding in the flaps, by 1 3/4. Okay, let's get that out of the way. And I have that piece. I just need to put my hands on it. This is it. 3 by 1 3/4. Okay, so this is our side pocket. And we are going to score it. This scores just like the other pocket that we did. Okay, so I'll put it here. It doesn't really matter. You're going to do a 1/4 inch along one long edge and then 1/4 inch on each of the 2 short edges. So, okay, out of the way. And we're going to fold and burnish. We're going to do this exactly like the other pocket. The only difference between the two is that this one is going along the side and the other one went along the bottom. Like so. Okay, and again, this is the inner part of the pocket, so the tape goes on this side. All right, so let's get our tape. Again, this is 1/8 inch score tape. If you can find some other 8 inch double-sided tape that you want to try, go for it. So where you could use liquid glue. I tend to use double-sided tape for most of my construction. So if you wanted, you could go ahead and mat this, but I'm just going to go ahead and put it down and mat it later. And just burnish that down. And we are going to cut. I'm having a hard time seeing that. Like so. So. Like so. Okay. And we'll get that out of the way. And give everything a good burnish. Now, if you lift up the sides first, I learned this trick from Jennifer at Genevieve Designs. And you should definitely be watching her channel if you're not. I assume almost anybody who does mini albums would be. So you're going to pull up the tape on the sides and then put the bottom piece down. And the reason for that is it makes it easier to put things in the pocket and not necessarily get them hung up on this bottom piece. Okay. All right. And if you feel like your corner is just a little wonky, go ahead and just give it a little burnish. Okay. So now we don't want to forget the top from the bottom here. Okay, so here's our spine, here's the top. Flip it this way, and the pocket is going to go here, okay? All right, and this is going to get matted, and it's never going to be seen. So, if you're nervous about forgetting that, you could always just put a little arrow. Okay. So this, again, you're going to line it up right along that edge. Right there. Okay. Oh my goodness. I got that very crooked. Undo again. I mean, if you don't press down on your score tape, you could probably get it up, but I'm just not going to risk damaging anything, and I'm just going to lift it up like that. It's so much easier. Right. And that can go there. Let me close this up. The only thing about undo is it really has an unpleasant, strong odor. I think it's some sort of solvent. It's probably not even particularly safe to breathe, but there we go. Let's give it a minute to dry. There. Okay. All right, so there's our side pocket, and we're still waiting on our clip for this page here to dry, but that's page 2. Okay, so you've got page 1 and the back of page 1 with its flip, and we still need to do all the matting on that one. And then here's page 2 with your spiral waterfall, and then the back just has a pocket.